Okay, guys, welcome to at night class. You guys probably already know me, but I'm going to introduce myself quickly. My name is John Tran. I have a team here in Santa Clara Valley, Keller William, and I have a team of 11 people. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys about the database. And I have 2,000 people in my database, so it's perfect. I would love to share with you guys. Don, it's supposed to be Tabata, but Tabata would not make it. But I love to share with you guys my experience on building my database. And since I am kind of new, I'm 4 years in the business, and I have 2,000 people in my database now, and I manage it pretty well to do my business. So I love to share that with you guys. But if you can hear me, can you just type yes in the chat? If you guys can hear me, can you guys type yes in the chat, please? Oh, okay, awesome. Thank you, Lina. Thank you, Vishrali. Okay, guys, so we're gonna step into it. Carla, do you think you can go to the next slide for me? Okay, yeah, today we're gonna learn about database and how to manage it effectively to build up your business. And the last session that you guys was learning about was lead generation, right? So you must gather all the lead and then store it and organize it in your database so that you can have a repeat business. So we're gonna split into two groups. One group is was born before July, and one group is born after July, right? So if you are born before July, I might pick on you to share. And if you're born after July, I might ask you to share some of the aha and everything throughout this class. But throughout the last course that you guys took on this success system, I just want to ask you guys a few questions. So so if your birthday is before July, right? Did anyone have any challenges or that you guys encounter with the last session on how to do lead gen? Somebody from before July, please participate.
Good morning, everyone. Rishali here. All the courses
Rishani.
so far. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Yes. So all the courses, classes so far were really very helpful. I tried to participate in as many as I could. And the
Awesome.
Last class by Donna, I could attend, but then I reviewed the video. But the part that I attended, it was very helpful and insight into various ways we can lead gen. So it's not just sphere of influence, but what are other options that we may have.
I see. No, awesome. Thank you, Visal, for sharing. And last time the instructor also asked everybody to meet with their accountability partner, right?
That's
so
right.
What are some of the aha that you guys have from working with your accountability partner? Somebody born after July, please share some feedback on that. Nobody's saying. Sorry, I have to start picking on people. If anybody want to volunteer, please, you can unmute right now. Oh, Jenny. Let's see, Jenny. Jenny, would you like to share? Or anybody would like to share besides Jenny? How about Lena, John? Okay. I will just move on to our next thing. But I want to ask you a question is, when you do generate lead, how can you turn that into business? Because most of the time when you generate a lead, it doesn't become a business right away. Like, so how do you turn that lead into business? And not just one business, but 2, 3, transactions from that one lead. How do you guys do that? Have you guys ever wondered that? Like, if you get one lead from door knocking, one lead from the open house, how can you multiply that lead? Right. And today I'm going to share with you guys about that. Today agenda is, Clara, could you go back one slide? Today agenda is I'm going to go over, like, what is smart data bank, build your database, communicate with your database, fit your database, service your database, and we'll do a recap after that. But by the end of today's session, you'll be able to identify the key information that you need to contact your database. And the second thing is determine the contact and categorize it and segment it in your database. And then the last thing you learn is about building your business and asking your sphere of influence for referrals and repeat businesses. Let's get into a group together. I think we cannot get into a group discussion, but I'll ask some of us to share. So any question that you guys have about these topics or about database before I get into the detail? Do you guys have any question, anything that you have been thinking about before you get into this class? Whatever question you guys have, I will give 1 minute for you guys to share and ask question. Wow, everybody is pretty quiet in here. Oh, thank you. Go ahead.
So regarding the database, I know you mentioned you have 2,000 contacts in your database, but I just wanted to understand, there are, personally for me, I have sphere of influence, but I also add other agents and other contractors who first, then how do you lead gen from various categories? And second thing is,
you're asking the right question. Yeah, asking the right question. Okay.
Thank you. And second thing is, during open house or how do you directly track or what is the method that you use to get the leads from open house to your CRM command, for example? Is there any tool that you use, or what is the process that you use?
That's awesome. Great question.
Not just during open house, but if you go to any event for that matter. For example, you are organizing event on 25th. So if you generate any leads through that, how do you import those, or is there any method that you use?
Yeah, great question. The first question is going to be answered through this class, but the second question I can answer for you quickly is Spatio. You can search up spatio.io. It's an amazing app to collect data at open house or at any event. So check it out. You might have to pay, but it's a great one. Yeah. So you can have it there. Clara, if you have it, you can just text it in the group chat also, or in the chat, so everybody knows it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Clara, please, next slide. Okay. Your database is your business. Building of the number of names in it, and the relationship with those names is really as the very core building of a real estate business is all about. And this is from Gary Keller, right? So have you ever thought about your database is your business? It's true, right? With no database, you have no business as a real estate agent or any sales profession. If you don't have a database, you don't have a business, basically. So, and the number of names that's in your database and the relationship that you build with that names inside your database, that will determine the success, a successful business that you have, right? And today I will share with you guys about how to build a database, but not just a database, how to make it into a data bank. You know, a data bank is, hey, you can cash the money out, right, from the bank. So not just a database, but you have a data bank, you know, that would generate money for you, generate lead for you, that generate next deal for you, that generate new transaction for you, and continuously receiving new transaction. This is going to be amazing stuff. I'm really excited to share. So let me just get into it. So today agenda, right? So I'll share about, you know, this smart data bank and everything, and I already said about that. But in the previous section, the lead generation, you got the first taste about what is a database, right? Because you started generating the lead, right? And then you add those people into your database. So today we'll go in a deeper level where, you know, how can you get new and repeat and referral business from your database? So the first thing we'll look at the big picture of a database and why do you need to build up a database. So any question before we start? No question. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So next slide is Clara. So a database is like a container that, you know, hold all the information of your lead and your contact. So what's the difference between leads and contact? Anyone knows what's the difference between leads and contact? So let me just share. Like leads are the people who, you know, express their interest in a service or offering, you know, from your social media, from other marketing platform, or from word of mouth, anybody that interested in your service, right? But you haven't established a relationship with them yet, you know. But the contact are the people who you have a relationship with. They know you and you know them, right? And you have permission to engage with them. You have a two-way conversation with them. Usually lead is mostly just one-way conversation, but with contacts, over here it's called contacts, but I usually call it sphere of influence, right? So when you have a relationship with that person and when you build you know, a two-way communication with that person, then it's become a SOI, right? But lead is just people that, you know, you contact once and they stay there, you know, in your database. But the people who are your VIP list are the contacts, are the SOI is your VIP list. So that's the most important. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay. Next one. So for this one, please, if you guys have your participation guide, can you guys please turn that to the lead generation and data mode? Yeah, and this is a quick view. Will someone explain to me using the model, where is your database represented? Or lead generation or relationship management, or, you know, client and referral loops.
It's number 2. That's your database.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. You know, your database is about relationship management, right? So there's four key things that about your database that will help you. First is database will keep you organized, your business effectively and efficiently, right? Second thing is the database will have a record of all of your communication with your lead, right? Like basically all the note, you know, when you talk to them, it should automatically record all the note, and also all the text that you send, all the email that you send is recorded in there. The third thing is it can automate all the tasks for you. Like for like my CRM, or, you know, you can use command also. It can automatic emails, automatic text, automatic new letters. So a lot of them can be automatic when you use a database. And if it's effective database, is when you can sell that database. Like, let's say if you don't want to do real estate anymore, at the end of this career and you want to retire, you can sell that database to another agent for a really good amount of money, or you can sell it and then you can get a percentage of all the deals that come from that database. So if you don't have a database, that's why if you don't have your database, then you don't have a business. It's because everything come down to the people that you know and the people that love to do business with you. Even when you retire, you can still have deals come from them, right? And an organized database is way better than keeping track on paper like this. I used to keep track when I had 10 leads, I put it on paper. But when it get to like 20 or get to 50 or get to 100 leads, you cannot remember everything. So the database really helps you manage all of that and automatic. So you just forget about it, so it just remind you when you should call, remind you, text is automatic, email is already automatic. So it just remind you when to call. So you don't have to even remember about calling them, So that's why database is important. But next one is I just want to share quickly about the command system. I haven't used it personally myself. I have a different CRM, right? But command, I heard it's very good. Alan is using it. Alan, top producer, he's using it in there. Clara, can you go to the next slide? I think we have that. Yeah, so in command, you can track everything from email to text to call, right? And you can take note in there, and also it can remind you of the task because there's a smart plan, right? In the smart plan, you can put in, hey, when like how many weeks out does it remind you to call this person, or or you want it to send an automatic email. That can be happening in command also. And in there's plenty of the stuff, right? There's marketing letters, postcards, email, and there's a referral network agent in there also in the command. Have everybody checked that out already? Check command out already with your lead system, CRM system? You can just text yes in the chat if you're already using that. So I know that everybody's using it.
I use some of them, not all of them.
You use some of them? Okay. That's good. It's a good start.
I want to practice to use all of them, like fluent on it.
Fluent, yeah, I think it's an amazing system. I think I'm using a different platform, but I think I'm gonna be moving to command, right? Just because all the system, is all the company using your data. Why not just do it in our company and they can use our data, right? But let's continue because we don't have a lot of time, so I want to really get this down for you guys. Okay, so this is the 4 main things when it comes to having an effective database. Is number 1, build a database. 2, feed the database every day. Third one is communicate in a systematic way. And then the 4th thing is service all the leads that come your way, right? Okay, so let's go into it. But before we go into it, do you guys have any aha or any question that you guys want to ask quickly before we go into this?
I have
No
one
question?
aha. I saw
okay.
that it's your class today. That's why I'm really excited to join. So I'm looking
really?
for good information. Yeah.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah. Man, I never seen any group of realtors that's this quiet, But it's okay. Let's get into it. Clara, would you please go into the next one? Thank you so much. So the first law for your database is you have to build your database. But you already have, you guys probably already start doing this by lead generating, right? So that's great. First thing you have to do is always have to generate the lead, right? But next one, Clara, the next slide. Oh yeah. So the first thing that you do is you get a minimum of all of your people that right, including your friends, family, coworker, everybody that you regularly meet, right? So I think you guys did that in your last class, right? And then like for everybody who joined my team also, I also tell them to, hey, you have to get a list of at least 100 people or 200 people that including their name contact information that's including phone, email, address, and then any past record, business that you have with them, or anything that you knows about them, like a note about them, like what is their birthday, do they own or rent a house, what is the spouse name, right? All of that. And then let's say, hey, you have a contact and that contact doesn't have an email or doesn't have an address. Then you call them and ask for it, right? Don't just leave it blank, because when you leave it blank, it's going to be very hard for you to manage your database when it gets big. When you get to like, I can guarantee you, when your database get to 500 people, and you haven't been doing like putting everybody's phone number, email in, at that time you will not have time to do that, and it's gonna take you a long time to build up your database if you don't have that in the beginning. So right now, every contact in your database should have phone number, email, and address, and note about them. So if you don't have that, that's your next thing to do. Just call them, just say, hey, I just got into real estate, I just want to see what's your email, phone number, or address, and I just want to stay in contact with you. But that's needed, so I just want to make sure everybody should have that in building up your database. Okay, so the next one is command. Command make it very easy for you to do your database, right? Because when you can enter your contact in there manually, right? And then you can also use actually the Spatio. Somebody asked me earlier, like, what's the open house stuff? Like Spatio can be automatic connect with command. So when somebody enter their contact into Spatio, which is look really nice for the contact information, actually, when they enter that in, it's gonna automatic populate to command. And in command, you can set up a system where it can automatic send an email follow-up right away. So you're at the open house, the lead just enter in, it's automatic send an email and send a text to the lead right away. So
can you type in the name, please?
Oh, the name? Spacio.io. There you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So just get that system is great, right? But in command, you can also import all of your lead, right? I think you guys probably already know how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, please contact. You can text me or just contact Raymond at our office. He can help you guys import all your lead into the system. Okay. Yeah, this one is there. If you need help, just go to database command, right? But any question, guys, so far? I'm expecting at least one question or one aha before we move on. Man, I don't hear anything from the guys, only from the ladies. How about all the men? Come on, man. Okay, let's just move on then.
Wait, I just have a question. The space.io, how can it connect to command? Is it belong to KW?
They're not belong to KW, so you have to probably have to get the subscription, and then in there's a integration, and you can integrate that with your command.
So you need to pay for that one.
Yes,
how
it's not.
Is that?
Yeah, you can check on the website. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to the next one then. The next one is fit your database, right? That's the second law in order to generate a good database, to fit your database. I want to ask you guys a quick question. Who remember from like the previous session, like what are the two pathways for fitting a lead or contact in your database? What are the two ways to feed your lead and contact in your database, into your database?
Newsletter, email.
Okay, letter is email. Okay, anybody else? Thank you.
You can use the app.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
You can use the app.
Oh, I think something is. Yeah, I couldn't hear you, Robbie. I think you may be a little bit too far away or something.
How about now? Is this a little bit better?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can import information through your app, through the KW app.
Yeah,
That's an easy way to import contacts.
Import contact, okay, into your app. Okay, yeah, that's great. Yeah, you know, like from the past session, what you can do is to feeding the lead and contact into your database through prospecting and marketing. Yeah, so to get lead basically, and so that you can put in your database. How do you feed your database? Is to prospect and marketing. That's the only, like, that's the two main ways basically. Right? And that's two only way that you can feed your database. Clara, can we go to the next slide? Okay, yeah, this is about adding people into your database. So when we discuss about adding people into your database, it's basically it's lead generating, right? So so there's two ways to do that. One is you can be active, it's called active marketing, and the other one is passive marketing. So you can pick either way that you want to go. I see a lot of people who are very successful with passive marketing, and the other one is very active marketing, and it's both are successful. But I just want to share with you quickly what is active marketing. Active marketing is prospecting basically. You're actively reaching out to people to get a conversation and to build a relationship, and that way you directly reaching out to them and see if they're willing to do business with you or not. And the other way is passive marketing. That means you posting stuff on social media. You know, you do postcard, you just do draw drop, right? Draw drop is passive because you don't talk to anybody. Draw knock is active. So there's two different ways right there that you can do prospecting or marketing. And I see people are very successful in either one, right? So you can pick one and go with that. Some people do both, but I suggest 100% is to do one thing at the beginning. Don't just do both. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next one.
John, what did you do for,
What did I do?
your market? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
for
do
me, I
active or passive?
Yeah, good question. Thank you, Jenny. I am super active because I like to control my destiny. So that's what I say is I like to control my destiny because yeah, when you do active marketing, you can calculate like how much effort you can put in equal to your result, right? But the passive one is great, right? When you have a brand out there, but that's gonna take you a long time and it's not trackable, right? It's not trackable because yeah, when you put it out, like it doesn't matter how many content you put out, and if it's bad, right, you don't get anything, even you put out a bunch of content, right? And you're just waiting for people to call you, right? So instead of waiting for people to call me, I call them so that
you could call it.
Yeah, I mean, I call, even right now, I'm, you know, cold call, but like I call people in my database. I don't wait for them to contact me, right? I don't wait for my database to start referring to me. I'm gonna call them, you know. So because first come first serve, right? Early bird get the worm, you know. So you make the contact, and most of the time, you know, like when I first started, it's because I was the first one that contact them. That's why they go to me, because I was the first one to contact them when they was thinking about selling. And then I want to meet them. I got the house before they even get a chance to meet with any other realtor. You know, when I didn't have experience, that's exactly what you have to do, is to get there first and get it before other people, you know. But let's go into this one. When you build up a great database, that database should be fitting you new business. When new business come from someone in your sphere thinking about buying or selling, like that's happening a lot. Like a lot of my teammate, right? They have great SOI, right? So when we have a great SOI, always new business is coming from there. And if you do a great have a great relationship, and I'm going to go into how do you maintain that relationship, but and then you also get repeat business, right? Repeat business are from client who worked with you before, and they become your SOI because you create such a good service, right? And they want to do business with you again. And then the last one is it will generate you referral business. from clients that you do business before, or from your SOI if you do a great job keeping in touch with them. But the next one, Clara. Next one, it just quickly is that if you don't have a Google profile, please set up your Google profile and so that you can get reviews. I'm suggesting Google or Yelp is perfect to get your reviews. And just one quick tip: there's this website. It's called, what's it called? It's called Great Reviews. I think it's called Great Reviews. I'm not sure, but it's called Great Reviews. You can go to that website, and when a client click on that, it's gonna automatic populate that reviews into every platform for you, not just Google, from everyone. So they just need to do one, and then it's automatic populate into, you know, Zillow, Yelp, Google, all of them at the same time. It's awesome. So I think I forgot what it called exactly, but I think that's amazing one. I'm gonna see if I can find it, and I will send that to you guys. But when asking for a review, it doesn't have to be your client. You know, you can ask review from, you know, your family members, your friends, you know, people who work with you before. You know, that's related to business. Maybe you was very professional, maybe you was very detail oriented, maybe you was very caring, right? That for other people may not be in real estate, but they can write you a reviews, you know. What I did was I asked people to write a review for me on my Facebook friends, and you know, they write a review for me. It's great. So I think, you know, when you have a good reviews on Google, it's just give you more credibility for people to work with you, you know.
Right.
So
yeah, I just want to add that John also asked me to write him a review, and I write him a very good review.
yeah, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, guys, so I think you guys should all do that. And what I also do was, hey, when they write me a review, you know, you want to express gratitude, right? So I send them a $5 gift card for Starbucks, and they really appreciate it, you know. So something like that. Hey, can you write me a review, just quickly, 5-second, you know, 5-star review, and this is what you can put there. You know, John is great, or something like that. And then once they do that, then you have the confirmation. You send them a Starbucks gift card for $5. It's great. It's worth it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just take a quick 5 minutes, or just, I think just 1 minute, because we don't have enough time. Just take a quick 1 minute. Can you guys just write down 5 people that you think that you can ask them to write a review for you right now? Just take 5 minutes. So 1 minute to write down 5 people that you think that will write you a good review. Okay, guys. Yeah. And then next one, do you guys, hey, like right now is another time for another aha. So I'm still expecting one person to say at least one aha, or, you know, just any question also. This is the
Ask
time.
for a review.
Ask for review? Yes. Ask for a 5-star review.
Yeah, 5-star review.
Okay, great. Okay, let's move on, because we don't have enough time. Okay, the third law into building a great database is to communicate with your database. Most of people, I can tell you, most of sales people, usually they give up with like the 5th follow-up. Like they don't, like after 5 times, they don't talk to the lead anymore, or like the client anymore. Like suddenly they get the lead and they just follow up like 5 times, and then it's gone, you know. But a top producer, somebody who go build great database and great business, they do continuously, even though they don't see any result come from that in at least 1 or 2 years from that lead. I can tell you so many times, I just closed one for $1.95 million in evergreen in January, and that lead I talked to her in 2020 till now, and she just did it just right then, because I kept my communication with her for a long time like that. And also she blocked my number, but I still communicate with her through email. So by the time she's wanting to sell a house, she call me instead, and I got the listing and I sold it, and it's great, but it takes 2 years for that lead to mature, so don't give up when you have a lead. Don't give up on the 5th time. Just continue to do that. It's built over time, but the next one is, I just want to read this quote quickly. To succeed at the high level in real estate sale, you must commit to frequent contact with your database with intent of building a close relationship. Me myself also, I've been just doing business, so I haven't been building relationship. That's why this year we're doing a lot of events so that I can have a chance to talk to my database, having a chance to, just shake hands with my database. So find a way to build a relationship with your database. That's the best way to have a referral business, right? And it's gonna last you forever if you build a great relationship with the people in your database. And I can tell you, so many top producers like Alan and everything, they are based on their database, and it's just referral business. It's great. So that's the intent, right? But I'm gonna share with you a little bit more in more detail. But this is number 3, communicate systematically. So how do you communicate with your database systematically, right? So you have to establish a, first is the contact, right? You have to look at the contact to know, like, what is their motivation? What is the motivation of this contact? And what is their dream? What's their interest? What is their goal, right? And then you categorize them, and then put them in a common interest group, right? Yeah, exactly. Put them, segment them into your database, right? So they might like golf, right? They might like luxury stuff, or they might they might like dogs or pet, right? You categorize them together. I want to ask you one question, right? What are some categories that you might already naturally have in your database? Like, can someone sound out some of the category that you guys already have in your database?
You mean
like the tag? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like tag.
Go ahead,
basically,
sir.
yes.
Yeah. I think the default one that we get are buyers, sellers. Those are available by default.
Buyer, seller. Okay,
Right?
great.
Seller, yeah. Then again, sphere of influence, we can categorize them from the schoolmates, or you studied together, or you work together. You can have those categories.
Yes. Anybody have like? Thank you.
Or if you hosted an open house in specific city, you can create that category too.
Yeah, in specific city. Yeah, and also another one, great one that that you can use is homeowner or renter. Yeah, homeowner or renter. Or another one you can use is, do they have children or no children? The reason why is, if they have children, they're gonna want to have a bigger house soon, so so you can categorize using that. We're not in a groups in-person setting, so otherwise I have a breakout and then we can do some brainstorming together. But let's the next slide. The next that slide is good. Yeah. So okay. So when you have the motivation, right? When you have the motivation and the categorize of all of your lead, the message that you have for them have to be according to that. You cannot send like, the God person what like another category like, right? Because it wouldn't make any sense. And they will unsubscribe to your email a lot, right? So you want to communicate very effectively. But for example, some of them you can make it into like a generalized one. Like for example, the newsletter, right? For this one, it's the newsletter. for my newsletter, I put very generalized stuff, right? I just pick the main one that my client like most of my client like, and what they in. My client are like dying, they're moving to a different state, they're retiring, so they interested about retirement areas, or and some of my most of my buyer are also have 2 kids, right? So they're interested about parenting, right? So I sent them some stuff about parenting, or I sent the market reports. Everybody like a market report, so that's just general, and then I put something fun in there. So but you have to communicate very effectively, so this giving you guys some example right there. Okay, the next one. So when you have a category lead already and you have a message for those lead, the next one is to depend on how many touch that you want to touch them, right? So again, we have lead and we have contact, which is SOI. So when from the lead become contact is when you have a high value touch, then it become a contacts, right? So let's dig a little bit deeper, right? For lead, you will have 19 touches to connect, right? So 4 touches. So this is the one that you can use. 4 touches quarterly, a phone call. I follow this actually. It's great. 14 touches, monthly email. It can be monthly email, monthly market reports, or a video that you post and then you just share it with them. Or 2 touches from mailing. You can send them a direct mail, right? Or the next one, the last one is the annual event, right? And then that's only for lead, right? And then another one you do is for the 30s, for the contacts. The contact ones, I usually call it my VIP, right? VIP, I want to do nicer things for them. And yeah, it's right there. You still call them 4 times a year. You do bi-weekly instead of monthly. You do bi-weekly, so you do more touch, and then also do event. But usually the event for my VIP, I like to do it better, than regular event. And then you send them the promotional cards. But anybody else any question regarding to this, or anything that you guys did before that you guys really like and you guys just want to share so everybody can know?
This is definitely. Go ahead, Sarah. Sorry, go ahead. Sarah.
Did you divide some, I don't know how to say, the group of people hot lead, or follow up in 6 months, or 1 year? How do you divide it?
Yeah, I have mine. So I have 4 different categories. First one is 0 to 30 days, and then 30 to 60 days, and then 90 days plus. So that's my different categories. But that's for me personally. But for this system, this is KW system, but I use the same contact system and everything, sending out promotional card, doing event. I do the same things, but the different thing here is they just have 2 main category, right? This is just the general database, who is your top VIP clients, so so one is you just got in, is new lead from open house and everything, and you're trying to move them to your VIP list. So to move them to hot, right? So just cold and hot basically here in this situation. Guys, just one more thing, one quick tip is in your command or in your CRM, you should be able to automate all of this, most of this, except the phone call, right? And the event. And the rest you can automate that. Yeah, so just check it out. You can automate it. If you don't know how to do it, just let me know, or let the office know. They can help you.
Let me know. This is Raymond. I can help you with command stuff if you're ever wanting to learn.
I think
Hey,
I
Raymond.
speak with Raymond. Yes.
Yeah, just book class with Raymond, man. Or Raymond, you doing a command class, right?
Not this month, but because we have Ignite going on, but next month we'll be starting up the command classes again.
Okay, yeah, guys, just watch out for Raymond. It's gonna be amazing, right? When you have that, I can tell you, I cannot tell you enough. It's boring, right? It's boring, so boring to do this system, but when you have it down, dude, it's like stress-free. You know, you can go out there and do business and just forget about this. Literally, you just forget about this and go and do your like lead generating, and then when you have to call, you just call. But make sure you have this down so that you don't always keep thinking about, oh, who do I have to call? Who do you have to call? You know, who do you have to send birthday card? It's weird. So just have it in there. It's gonna be really helpful for you. Okay, yeah, we can go to the next slide. Time is almost up. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's how you put into the database, basically, smart database. Okay, any aha, guys, before we move on to about communicating with your database? No aha? Come on.
Okay, one I know this, but like you give me motivation, like to ask Raymond, like auto email, text, and only remind me to call. Like I really want to set that up. Like my database is like growing, and I will like, who should I call? Like I will like a mess. I don't know who like in the order.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you participating. So I really appreciate that. I think, you know, for me, what I just want to share one quickly, like for you to recap this is, like when you have a database and you have like 10 people, you can write on the paper. But when you more than 10 people, like when you get to 50 people, there's no way that you can manage it in your head. So please make sure that you put in your database, and it will help you so much. I cannot say it enough.
Right.
Especially when you have an action plan, or when you have the smart plan, it's done. You know.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. The next one, this is the final one. Then I'll let you guys go. But it's to service all your lead, right? You know, this is gonna service all the, like, how do you service all the lead? You know. Let's go to next slide. Your job is to build a community and serve the community. This is the quote from Gary Keller, right? A database is not only a container of information, but it's your business. Yeah, you know, it's your business. So just treat it like a business. Yeah. So let's service all your leads. Servicing all your lead is a big part of like building up your community. So you have to service it very well. So I want to ask you one quick question is, why do you think it's important to provide service to all leads?
Referrals.
Referrals? Okay, that's good. Awesome. Yeah, like I said earlier, like most of agents just forget about the lead after it's like 5th call, basically. You know, 5th call, they done. Like they don't, like, again, like for me, 2 years at least, and it's always happening after 2 or 3 years, the leads always come, and it's a $2 million deals all the time after 2 years of following up, of like trying to reach out to them and sending them mailings. But if a lead is not follow up, so my saying with all of my team members that I say is, if a lead is not follow up and it doesn't have an action plan, and you don't call them and you don't text them, it's a trash. So you should put them in trash instead. It's not a lead. It's not a client. It's not a contact. It's a trash. So just throw it in trash if you don't have an action plan for that. You know. So, but you want to provide value, right? You want to provide value to this lead, right? To this client, and become a trusted real estate source for them to come to you when they want to do anything in real estate. And the reward is referral, right? Thank you so much for sharing. Referral is definitely a big reward for that. But I will share with you guys one quickly in comment on the next slides. Yeah, so when you service the lead, guys, for when I service my lead is I have the float like this. If you see the float like this, is from, you know, when you get the lead to when you close the leads. You have to know exactly from when you have the lead, when you get like the lead started to contact you and wanting to do something, to when it closed. You have to know the exact flow, right? If you don't know the exact flow, I can tell you it's going to be so stressful, and you're going to be worried all the time, and you know, problem always comes up. So just go in there and check this this lead service flow, right? And trying to understand all of it, and make sure that you know all of it before you you know, not before, but like I think your leads already coming in, right? Just make sure that you know this float and have something like this set up for your database. Yeah, so when the lead come in, you can service it correctly. Okay. Yeah. Again, like I think if you need help with command, just contact Raymond and he will definitely help you guys. Any question, guys? That's it. Any question before I do a recap?
Hey, John. Just wonder if you can hear me.
Hey, Jan, yeah, I can hear you.
Great. So you mentioned that you don't utilize command, and I just wanted to know regarding your CRM software, what is the difference and why did you decide to go with that one instead?
Yeah, you know, I just joined KW like April last year, and it's so hard for me to move like a bunch of people to a different CRM, right? I use Follow Boss, and it's basically the same as KW. It's the same, you know, but it's so many. I have like a bunch of leads. If I transfer it over, basically I have to like manually putting all the action plan and everything. It takes too much time, so that's why I haven't transferred it over yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Any other questions before we end? It's your
John,
chance.
John. So
Sure. Hi, Jenny.
earlier you mentioned that's evergreen lead, right? She blocked you, but you just kept going. So what? So she did not block you from email, just block your phone call, right?
Yeah. So
You
I
keep
just want to
sending.
share. Yeah, let me just share this quickly. So this lady, you know, she owned a law firm, right? She owned a law firm and she's really busy. So I have her cell phone number and I have her law firm Gmail. So, you know, like back then she was looking to buy a house. So I mean, I'm texting her like every week, of course. So she got pretty annoying and then she just blocked me. And I know that she's gonna want to do something for real estate, like at least in the next 1 or 2 years, right? So I keep following up, but she blocked me, right? So I had to use another number. So I use my other numbers and I call her, and she blocked the other number too. Okay.
Jesus.
So yeah, but I still send her like my letters. I still send her my my email, right? I still send her the newsletter and everything. Suddenly 2 years later, you know, she just called me. She's like, "Hey John, how are you doing? We're thinking about selling our house." And I'm like, "Great, let's meet." You know, so I went and meet, and then it turned into a listing, and we sold. They moved to San Martin. Yeah, and
No,
at that time,
yeah.
I just say it quickly. At the time that we accepted an offer, she still had my phone number blocked. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's how crazy it is. Okay, so I had to take her phone. I'm like, she tried to she forgot that she blocked my phone, so she went to Verizon and everything, tried to fix it, but it didn't work. So I say, hey, let me take your phone. I take her phone and then I just go in there and block myself, and I give it back to her, and then I call her. It's working. And then she say, how did I do it? I say, I just did a magic, you know. So
just
yeah.
My question is, what kept you moving? And like, did you feel you mean like you already annoyed her, right? So what kept you moving? Somebody already blocked you, ignore you, right? You didn't think you know it's a dead lead at that, you know, during that 2 year period, 1 year period.
Yeah. Well,
What
you just have
motivate you keep going after her?
you just build some thick skin, but to be honest, it was hard, so I know, like, if you have a lead like that, it's hard, and you don't want to talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk to you, right? I mean, any relationship, like somebody that's trying to talk to you, you don't want to bother them. But what I learned over the time in real estate is that don't take it personal. When they don't want to sell a house, I mean, not everybody's going to want to sell the house, so if you talk to like 10, 20 people and they don't want to sell the house, of course they're not going to want to sell the house. If they all want to sell the house, it's going to be crazy. So if they say no, it's fine, and if they block you, that's fine. But I just like, you have to know that if they're planning to do real estate, they will definitely meet with you. If you're the first one to contact them, they will definitely contact you and ask you to meet with them, even though they block you, because the reason they block you is because at that time they don't have any plan yet. But when they have plans, they will remember you. Yeah. So
But
don't
don't
take things.
personal.
So
Yeah,
John,
don't take it
even though
personal.
like I have like a lot of clients like this, like they interested, but they not reply my text or call, like
Yeah.
keep sending them every week.
Mm.
Is that what you suggest?
Yeah. So like, I only do it in like the first month. After the first month, you should have a system already. Like, that's why the database system is so important. Is after first month, if you're calling them and you're texting them, they're not picking up, you have to put them on a smart plan, right? So smart plan will automatically do that. Like, I tell you guys that I still sending her letters and email. I don't do that. The CRM do that, and then she just contact me later. But I can say that I did that is because I set up the system. So the same way you want to do that is, you try to contact them as hard as you can within 1 or 2 weeks. If they don't pick up, you have to move on to the next person. You have to put them on the action plan and let it automated. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's it. My time is up. I will just do a quick recap for you guys. There's 4 things that we learned is build a database, right? And feed it every day, communicate it systematically, and service your lead, right? So now you have all the tool, all the system to do your business. And I give you my example also. And you also understand the value of a database and will commit to maximizing how to use it, right? So, and continue to build your database and begin to communicate with it and service your database, yeah? But the important step is not this class. The important step is to do it. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to do it, but follow the laws, right? Don't quit too soon, right? Most of the people quit again. It's like on the seventh time, but you want to continue for at least 1 or 2 years and set up the campaigns, so the smart plan, so that you don't have to keep thinking about it, and then you can move on to get new lead, right? And when you build a database, it's about a long-term mindset. So most of the people move within 7 to 10 years. So if you already give up in 2 years, you won't see the result, right? All of the top producer, you see all of these top producers, they've been in the business for like 20 years. Of course, they're going to be top producer if they're going to be in business for 20 years, because all the people in the database, if you have 2,000 and every 7 to 10 years, they move and they change job and they move, like you make crazy income, right? You make crazy income from your 2,000 people database. So if you're planning to stay in the business for a long time, database is a must. And just think about a long-term mindset, okay. And then the next one is the mindset is coming from a standpoint of caring for them and giving them service. Don't think that you just come and ask them for business. Usually that doesn't work. What I found that works is if you give them something and you keep giving, and they will ask you, hey, how can they help you? And at that time, you tell them, and they will happy to do that for you. The same way in my service, I try to do it so good that they ask me how can they help me, and then I just say, hey, you can refer me, And then okay, the last one is real estate business is a relationship business. Okay, that's it. That's the end of our database. How do you guys think? What do you guys like? any things that you guys want to share quickly before we end? Or any last question?
John, thank you so much. It's always, whenever I attend your class, I always learn, take away something that's very meaningful, and that can be easily implemented. I
Yes.
always look forward to, whenever you have classes that you teach, there is always something that is meaningful and that can be easily implemented. Both.
Really? Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of instructor there, Do you guys think I should do it more often, or
Of
because
course.
there's already a
Yeah.
lot of instructor?
Because
John,
you have very
I
clarity
always
about your
like,
business.
John.
Like you should do a cold calling class though.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
hey,
I
who-
tried to
who-
say too. Do a cold
Whoever in
calling.
the whoever in the participating, if you guys like me to do one more class, please type please in there, and then I will consider doing another class. Otherwise, I'm
Oh,
just doing this for a
class.
favor.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I need everybody in the chat, in the group to at least vote on it. Yeah. Then I'll do it.
How-
I mean,
You're
how
in
to
or
vote
you're
on
in?
it?
Yes.
John.
Cool.
Oh,
John.
okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
so John, we like you to do like a interactive cold calling class like you did last time.
Cold
Want
calling.
to see your magic? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys really want to hear my secret sauce? Nah,
Yeah, of
okay.
course.
I can just steal all my secret sauce to you guys like that. Just have to you have to pay a special price for it. Okay.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Cold
Yeah.
calling.
Okay. Yeah. Just one thing. If you guys in the office and you guys really want me to do a cold calling class, you can just bother Alan or bother Raymond until they make me do one. Then I'll do one. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I appreciate everybody to join and listen and then participating. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great day, guys. Goodbye.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.